love the game. I love the hustle, man.
Yo, what's good? I go by the name of Stealth. We got Doughboy Bush, and we got a special treat, man. We got Teddy White back, man. It's all three of us. You know what I'm saying? All the no rim. Hey, we better together, know what I'm talking about? So, hey, man, we're just going to get straight to it. The first 3 games of the season for the Sacramento Kings. That fast. We've already played 3 games. Tonight, you said we have the Jazz tonight.
Playing in Utah.
Back to back
on the road
for the game, back to back games for the Kings, but they are now heading on this road trip. First game is going to be against Utah. Then I believe we head to the East Coast for the Atlanta, Miami, Toronto games and things like that. But we're going to talk about these first 3 games, get everybody's thoughts on what you guys think, what you guys are seeing, what you guys like, what you guys don't like. We're going to talk about it all. But before we get to that, please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Comment on the video. Let us know your thoughts on the topic today. Go ahead and like it while you at it, but we're going to get straight to it, man. So, first 3 games, man. So, the first game was against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, when me and Doughboy did our season predictions, we did like the first 10 game, like preview or whatever. I actually had the Kings losing that game, which they ended up losing. But I feel like we should have won that game. I feel like we should have won that game. So, we'll start there, man. Teddy White, man, what's your thoughts on that first game from the Sacramento Kings against the Timberwolves?
That one was a spicy one. Just like you, I thought the Kings was gonna pull it out. Thought they was gonna win. I thought the Wolves was gonna come in with a little bit of hangover from last year. And how the Kings, with the additions, man, dog, I just felt like we should have won that game. But the 117, 115, you know what though? Even though we lost the game, it was encouraging.
In what ways? In what ways?
Sometimes losses are encouraging. I seen the number on the scoreboard didn't predict. It gave me courage because you look at it like this, right? I seen how DeRozan played. I seen the additions. I seen the growth of Keegan. I mean, they just had one player in Ant-Man that went crazy.
Yeah, he definitely went crazy.
No. That was Julius Randle.
He went crazy.
Julius Randle was a problem. We kind of knew we was going to get from Anthony Edwards. But Julius Randle, remember I said that? I said it before the game, Doughboy. I was like, hey, we're going to have issues. I was like, remember I said we did the preview about the first game. I said, okay, Sabonis' assignment is Gobert. I'm like, who's guarding Randle? Keegan? Like, remember I said that?
Right.
He went crazy.
We did talk about that.
He had 22 points in the first half of that game.
Ant-Man Ant-Man was going crazy at the end, though. When it really, really mattered and closed that game out, man.
But Randle kind of set the tone of, you know what I'm saying? And he kept him in it, kept him going. Like I said, 22 points in the first half. He finished with 33. Anthony Edwards finished with 32 that game.
So he kept him in the game. He kept him in the
really nobody else but them two for that team did anything really. Oh, excuse me. Naz Reid had 19. He had 19. And I was off the bench. But again, what's the Achilles heel? What's been going on? Interior.
Yeah. Interior defense.
We cannot
talk about that all the time.
Guard these guys in the interior.
Too small.
So what's your thoughts on that first game, Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Kings?
Like Fofi just said, it was definitely spicy for sure. I feel like they started to lack in the fourth quarter. I don't know where the breakdown came from. I don't know why the intensity wasn't picked up on Ant-Man, especially when it started to become so close, score-wise later on. It was just like, he come down to shoot a 3, bro, pull up, shoot. Not even contested. I felt like, you know what I mean? So it was like, I felt like the defense needed to step up big time on that, because they didn't have nothing for Julius Randle. They didn't have nothing for Ant-Man. Really, really mattered, on that end. And I felt like they missed a lot of shots too on our end coming down the stretch. I know DeRozan had a couple of missed shots. I know Fox did towards the end too as well. Should have been buckets that should have made that end up being missed for sure.
No, definitely. I mean, when you look at the Kings stats, I mean, okay, so let's just kind of go down this the stat line. So DeMar DeRozan, he had 26 that night. Keegan had 23. Domantas Sabonis 24. De'Aaron Fox 15, and Malik Monk off the bench was 17. Nobody else really did anything else off the bench. Kevin Huerter had 2 points. Keon Ellis had 2 points. Trey Lyles 3. Alex Lynn with
it wasn't really it was no production from the bench
Malik
whatsoever.
Monk, we really didn't get a whole lot of bench production. What are your thoughts, Teddy White? What are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like that kind of hurt us in the end? Not only with Monk being the only guy off the bench, kind of being productive.
Yeah, Absolutely, and that was one of the things that hurt us last year, the bench play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or the Harrison Barnes play, the lack of play at that position. I feel like DeRozan, clearly we upgraded at that. We noticed that off the first game.
Yeah.
So
First game, yeah, definitely.
he's already playing up to the expectations that we set. But that bench play was big in that first game against the Timberwolves.
No, absolutely.
Especially with Naj coming in
Oh,
getting
yeah.
19 off the bench.
Well,
like,
you know he's
man,
gonna do what he does. Nas Reed.
He's gonna do his
what he do.
regardless, though, for sure.
He's gonna do what he do. But I agree with what you said though earlier. Still, it's three things that I do notice in these games, or one thing that I do notice in these last 3-4 games. Man, rebounding, bro. Second chance points once again is killing us. So that's something that we definitely gonna have to address. We're gonna have to address it somehow, somewhere.
No, okay. So before I get so I'm gonna go to the team stats and before we go talk about the next game. But before I get to that, what do you think could be done about that? Like, do we need to make a trade? Do we got to pick like a free agent? Maybe that's kind of just straggling around like a Dwight Howard. I know people are like, no, but like he can play defense and rebound. I mean, he's out there. He looks healthy. He was at the Laker game the other day. Look like he in shape. He says he wants to be in the league. Maybe, I mean, you could probably get Dwight Howard for like $1 million, $2 million, like vet minimum. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to pay him nothing. It just come in to see what he could do. Because I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts on that? He's one of the best rebounders of all time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. I mean, at this point, I feel like
what do you have to lose?
Roll with
what do you have to lose, though? What do you have to lose? Because now I don't see it.
The time I would say the timing. He just hasn't been there since the start of training camp and stuff like that in preseason. You know, when they already got Alex Lynn in the rotation, they already got Trey Lyles in the rotation. You know, Sabonis is already starting and things of that nature. So I probably feel like that would probably be like the only thing that I would see. Okay. But I honestly just feel like they just need to pick up the defensive intensity and figure out how to box out and rebound the ball and not allow second opportunity chances for the other team.
Well, here's the thing. Again, we talked about it. This has been a problem for many seasons now. I don't think it's going to change overnight. Excuse me. We're already 3 games in. We're 1-2. How long can you go without addressing that issue? And why does it seem like they don't recognize that this is an issue, that the interior defense and interior rebounding is an issue? I said it. I think 2 summers ago. We're asking Sabonis to do way too much. Guard the 5, score, initiate the offense, rebound, play. It's like, bro, like, why don't we go get a Dwight Howard or somebody like that? You know what I'm saying? A veteran for cheap who could just go in there, play defense, rebound, and that's it. Because right now, I don't think Alex Lynn's a dude. You know what I'm saying? And plus, he don't start. So, I mean, I don't know. Is Keegan really a 4? To me, Keegan's more of a 3 than a 4. So
he's more of a 3 than a 4 for sure.
I feel like everybody's playing out of position. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
So, but we've been talking. Yeah, we've been said that though. We've been said that we felt like Sabonis should be in the 4 spot and get a true actual 5 in there to kind of help him out because when you play teams like the Lakers or the Wolves, or anybody who has a big body, you know what I'm saying, an Embiid or somebody like that. It's always going to be a problem. Even though Sabonis is strong and he can go ahead and get to the bucket and get his, but defensive wise, I feel like they really can just go ahead and just all right, let me take him down to the low block and let me just go ahead and do my Dougie. Y'all get out the way. You know what I'm saying? And we'll work it like that. And like you said, Keegan is definitely undersized for him to be a 4, so I don't think that would work out. So it's like, what can you actually do at this point with the roster and how can you tweak it in order to go ahead and get better?
Yeah. So the team stats for that first game, the Kings went 38 for 82. They shot 46%. They made 11 3-pointers out of 29 for 37.9%. They made their free throws pretty much. They shot 80%, 28 for 35.
Okay.
38 total rebounds to Minnesota's 42. So not too different, not too off. 2 blocks each for both teams. 7 steals. So we, you know what I'm saying, that's definitely a stat you want to hang your hat on.
Definitely.
And what's crazy is we're talking about Minnesota scoring in the paint. Well, we kind of know what happened, why the Kings score more because of DeRozan and Sabonis, but they score 40 points in the paint to Minnesota's 32. So I mean, when you look at the stats, you're like, okay, like it was. I mean, the stats tell the story of the game. It was a close game, 117-115. So,
yeah.
So we lost that one, and then the second game we played the Los Angeles Lakers. That score was 127-131. Teddy White fire off. Lakers Kings. What you think about that game?
Once again. Second chance points.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like LeBron gonna do LeBron things, AD gonna do AD things. Man, second chance points. I look at these 3 games and I say to myself, again, like you said, rebounding, interior. That's what we're gonna have
LeBron
to
had
fix.
14 rebounds that game. Y'all realize that?
Yeah,
Sure
I do.
did.
Yeah.
That's why they won. He had a triple double.
Yeah.
He had 14 rebounds and
But
10 assists.
but AD was going crazy too towards the end as well.
Right now,
So
to me, AD's my MVP. This early,
currently, right now, yes,
yeah,
for sure, definitely
MVP. Like if he keeps this up, yeah, I think JJ Redick.
But also, go ahead.
No, I think JJ Redick is actually gonna keep this same type of offense, the same look for the Lakers the rest of the year. But the ball really hasn't been in LeBron's hands like that. If you really kind of been watching him play,
right? Notice
the ball's moving. It's moving and it's finding AD. You know what I'm saying? At the end of possessions. Right. You know what I mean? So
definitely. And also too as well, man, there was a lot of opportunities that the Kings did not take advantage of. When we were up at one point, I think towards the middle of the fourth quarter, middle end. And I know DeRozan got fouled a couple times going to the basket. He missed a couple key free throws. I know De'Aaron Fox went down to the free throw line, missed a couple points from the charity strike too as well. So you think about these points that are needed in crucial moments that we're not getting automatically. Like when you go to that free throw line, being those two, that should be automatic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Every single time you get to that line, bro, both these shots should be go ahead and go in.
So,
but I do feel like that was definitely another big thing that kind of hindered them. They were missing a lot of free throws too as well. And then, like you said, the lack of rebounds, second chance opportunities. When you're allowing teams second chance opportunities, this is what ultimately happens. You get beat.
And, it's kind of funny too, because now looking at the first game, looking at the second game, I remember being really excited about the Kings' depth. But now I'm looking at these stats and I'm like, okay, besides the starting 5 and then Malik Monk, Trey Lyles, okay, he played 19.
5 points?
5 points in 19 minutes. Alex Len, 9 minutes, no points. Jordan McLaughlin,
no points.
Looked like he played garbage time or something, 3 minutes. So it's what are y'all thoughts on that? I mean, are we leaning too heavy on our starting 5 right now? What do you think, Teddy White?
Well, it's early in the season.
Yeah,
I will give that. You know what I mean? We're 3 games in. Let's not hit the panic button just yet.
No.
Let's just kind of like figure it out. I know Mike Brown may mess around with a couple of these rotations if it doesn't get fixed. You know what I mean? But I plan on these other guys, Trey Lyles, to find the rhythm. He's been out he was out most of the season, so he hasn't had the chance to run up and down the floor in the NBA atmosphere. So let's get him some time to get acclimated. Let's revisit this bench situation at 15 games, 12, 15 games.
Something I thought something I thought was interesting was Keon Ellis was a DNP CD.
Right.
That game.
And I was just gonna say that. It looks like from the box score, he only went with a 4-man rotation off that bench. What was up with Sean McDermott? What was up with Keon Ellis? What is going on that we don't know, and we're trying to figure out why they're not playing. I don't know. I know that me and you talked about it, Steph, and I don't know if it's because Keon Ellis was hurt, but both you and I said the same thing. Like, why is Ellis not in the game?
Right.
Why is he not playing? What's going on with him? And we couldn't figure it out for the life of us. But I do see a DNP coach's decision, which is like, okay, what was the reason? You brought Sean McDermott over there to be another person, provide firepower to be able to shoot the ball. And I have yet to see him play just yet. So it's like, Brown, Mike, what is your decision with this roster going forward as far as from a bench standpoint? Right. What are you looking to go ahead and do? What are you trying to go ahead and change?
Now, again,
because playing only 4, bro, it's like it's kind of crazy.
You need to go a little deeper in your bench, a little bit. So Alex Len is obviously coming in for domantas. He's the backup 5. Orlando, is that his name? Orlando Robinson? He's not even suited up. I saw him on street clothes the other day, so I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know, man. We got to figure out that bench situation. I felt like I was really excited about the bench. I'm like, now I'm kind of like, what are we doing? So I wanted to ask y'all this question about the first game. So we'll kind of talk about it for this Laker game. Do you kind of feel like it's your turn, my turn, with Fox, Sabonis, Keegan, and sure. I feel like all 4 of them, like, is the ball finding the correct person in the correct moments, or are we kind of like, okay, you get your buckets already, you could, like, what do you kind of feel about that, like, as far as the chemistry?
I mean, the chemistry it's lacking right now, and that's because, like I say, De'Aaron Fox is normally a 2-man show with him and Sabonis. And sometimes Keegan would go ahead and get into the action, or when Herter was, available, he'd get into it, or even Monk before he went down, he'd go ahead and get into it. Now that you have a pure scorer in DeRozan and a person who can take over a game in the fourth quarter, you can kind of see he was kind of hesitant. It was like, well, damn, do I give the ball to him? Do I not give the ball to him? I got to feed him in his right spots because, we already know within 25 feet of that hoop, he's automatic damn near. So I just think that they got to figure out who's going to go ahead and be able to take these clutch shots when it's really time for it, because you can tell sometimes when they got into these offensive sets, especially towards the end of that Wolves game, they look confused. Yeah. Like, well, here you go. You had the ball. Oh, no, here, you go ahead and have the ball. And then by the time it was time for one of them to go ahead and shoot, it was already, within 5 seconds or 4 seconds of them being able to go ahead and get the ball off. So you got to figure it out. You got to figure out how to draw the plays up and be like, hey, look, you know what? Right now, currently, I know this is my team or whatever, but hey, we brought you here for a reason, DeRozan. Take these shots. Yeah. And if it's not a good look, if it's not open, then pass it back to me or keep the ball moving, and we'll figure out how to get back to you, or I'll take the shot. So something needs to go ahead and give on that end for sure.
Teddy White,
they got to figure out how to coexist with that.
What's your thoughts on the chemistry?
And these are all early season mishaps. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you feel like you kind of feel like the Kings are going to get worked out as the games kind of progress.
Right. Well, I feel like a lot of these mishaps, a lot of these 2-point losses, 3-point losses, these just come down to
a couple possessions,
execution,
chemistry. You know what I mean? Just all these things. So once they get acclimated, because if you look at the history of basketball, when another star is added, the start is a little bit slow, a little bit.
Yeah, it is for sure.
So they'll figure out. Right now, it is a you go, I go. You
it
go,
is.
I
no,
go.
It is.
But yes, definitely.
Yeah, that'll be in the past soon.
And I was when me and Doughboy were talking about this some weeks ago. I was asking Doughboy, do you think somebody's going to kind of take like a back seat as far as their scoring? You know what I mean? But these games are so high. We scored like 127. So like everybody's probably going to eat. I just think now it's a matter of just the moment. Like just like, okay, don't get caught up in like, oh, let me feed him now. Let me feed him. It's like the ball. Right. The ball's going to find the correct, you know what I'm saying, person
correct
in the moment. You know what I'm saying? So just opposite. Just keep moving the ball. Set your screens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the ball's going to move faster than the defender. So just find the open man. And let the chips fall where they may. I don't feel like you have to go get your stats, but
definitely.
But two very close losses. I feel like that could have been wins for the Kings. So then we go to the third game, which was last night.
I feel like there was more production off this game right here, that Portland game, than the last two from that bench for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So just
if you look at the productivity from that bench from the first two games versus this game, they got a little bit more help. I know Trey only had, I think, like 3. I think Sean McDermott had like maybe that. Let me see. Monk, of course, with his 12. And then Keon Ellis did play this time. So Keon Ellis and McDermott played 3 and 6 respectively, Kurt Herter had another good game from what it looks like. He scored 18. So, like I said, it just – it's like, hey, look, who's it goes back to what you were saying. Whose turn is it? What players will show up, and who's going to go ahead and take a back seat to say, hey, look, you know what? I'm cool with not getting 20. I'm cool with not getting 30. As long as we're, in the dub column, I'm cool with it.
And you know what? It's not even, and the things that I'm seeing that need to be corrected isn't even necessarily offensively. A lot of these
communication,
two and 3 point, it's defensive. It's a
defense,
dive on the ball here, dive on the ball there, get that rebound.
Communication,
the
switches.
The switching, that's the biggest thing that they've been having problems with for sure. It's been the rotation. So all right, when that screen comes and sets, talk. Yeah. Hey, man coming.
Yeah.
Switch switch way before it even happens.
Those little things are going to be the difference between a playing team and a team that's in the top of the West.
Absolutely,
definitely.
By 10 games, y'all, we need to have this little stuff together. We gotta have our stuff together.
So let me go back. Okay, so that final score was 111-98. The Kings won that one. Portland's 1-3. Portland already played 4 games. Kings are 1-2. And he scored. Okay, now we're kind of seeing a pattern at this point, because when you look at the box score, the Kings is a 6-man show right now. It's a 6-man show. DeRozan, Murray, Sabonis, Fox, Herter, and Monk.
Yep.
I feel like I would like to see Trey Lyles and Keon Ellis get involved with the scoring a little bit. Let's see what McDermott can do. He's a hell of a shooter. He only played 3 minutes last night. So, what was funny is he scored 6 points. So that I'm sure
6 points,
a quick
definitely.
6 in
and
3
both
minutes.
were probably threes.
The
Yeah,
dude can shoot. The dude can shoot.
He definitely can.
So,
that was the reason why they got him.
Yeah,
because he can shoot. Exactly.
We didn't talk about Teddy White. What's your thoughts on that Doug McDermott pickup? We didn't talk about that.
Man, I like it. I feel like he need to get in the game. I want to see what he can bring. You know what I mean? I feel like bench wise, we have a lot more depth than we did last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
We have a lot more pieces that we can go to.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Lynn is a
serviceable.
He's a
big
serviceable big man. You know what I mean? And not to see somebody unemployed, but if we can get a upgrade right there, or even, I mean, let's bring another big man onto the roster if we got to. But we have to get somebody in there that thinks rebound first by any means necessary.
But
yeah.
Doughboy, a couple days.
Well, they got Scal though. Well, I mean, why doesn't he play Scal at all?
Did they cut him?
We got to get somebody in there that's going to think rebound.
Nah, Scal's on the team. He's on the squad.
He's on with the main squad though. He might be in Stockton.
Is he? I thought he was with the main squad. I thought
he might be in Stockton. But no, that's what I was saying a couple weeks ago when I was saying about the Robinson cat. We just picked him up, the young guy from Miami Heat. I believe he's a
Miami Heat. Yeah,
7-footer. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he can run the floor. I'm sure he's athletic. Again, we kind of know what Alex Lynn is. He's been in the league for a while. You know, he's not going to get any better than what he is. Let's see what this young guy has. suit him up and just see if he can rebound, block some shots, and rebound.
Hey, but it doesn't even like he's on the active. It don't even like he's on the active roster. He might be down there in the Stockton league. It looks like. I'll show him on the active roster on here.
Yeah, so
they got Scal on here though, but I don't see him.
Well, he was on the bench the other day, so he was, he's there. I don't know, but is he there? You know what I mean?
Right, straight up.
But any takeaways that you guys? I mean, Portland's a team we were supposed to beat. Like, I don't feel like that was. What do you take away from those type of games? You know what I mean? Like,
confidence.
Confidence.
Yeah, confidence for sure. Definitely.
And the win is a win. A win is a win. You know what I mean?
Definitely. These are games that you should be able to close out and win, and not play down the competition. And sometimes, as professional players and things of that nature, this is what happens. They play down the competition. And sometimes this is when teams, on off nights end up, beating a team like the Lakers or the Kings or the Nuggets or something like that. When you just, okay, cool, I'm just going to sit back and just chill. It's an easy win, but we're not playing like it's an easy win. We're playing like we're playing down to competition. It's like, all right, we got a loss now. So between that and then tonight's game, I mean, they should be, 2-2, you feel like?
Yeah. There's no reason they should lose to the Utah Jazz. There's like no reason at all. Unless they just collapse. Utah's already 0-3.
They're coming off a back-to-back. They're coming off a back-to-back
on the road
from Portland to Utah.
You still gotta win that though.
So it's on the road.
You still gotta win that though. Still gotta win that. If you're the Kings.
I agree.
You're a better team.
I definitely agree.
You know what I'm saying? You're a better team.
Yes.
You gotta win that. Teddy White. So I want y'all both to answer this question, but I'm gonna start with Teddy White first. What are your thoughts on Trey Lyles? And what I mean by that is just kind of even going back to last season. I feel like the season before he was pretty reliable, for like a better word. And just kind of like last season, I know there was some injury stuff, and then early this season, what are your thoughts on Trey Lyles right now?
Trey Lyles just got to get into rhythm.
Okay,
I'm glad that we brought him back.
Okay,
last year he had a lot of health, with the body. Couldn't find consistency, and by the time he did get acclimated back in, it was almost pretty much too late in the season. You know what I mean? But with a year off, man, I think he can really make a difference right now. It's just rhythm again. I know I keep using that word, but just finding his rhythm right now. No, we don't have a season to find it. I ain't saying that. But within the next 10, 15 games, we're going to know what Trey Lyles is going to bring to the table.
Gonna be, yeah.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, it's crazy because, again, we're already on game 4. Like, I felt like we were just talking about getting excited about the preseason, getting ready to start. And then we're already 4 games in, almost 5 games in this season. Some teams are already 5 games in. So it's like, man, this season's moving quickly already. And that's why that's why I really want to get off. I wanted the Kings to get off to a strong start because you can fall down that, you know what I'm saying, that's them standings quick. You know what I'm saying?
Quick.
Well, man, they're already out of the top.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then 1 and 2. So you know what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. So
some has to give, And then Denver, they seem like they regressed a little bit this year. So
which I called.
Which you definitely did. So you got a couple teams that it's like, all right, well, hey, look, they took a step back. Now it's time for us to go and take that step forward because when you look at all the rest of these teams, it's like, man, got OKC's not going nowhere. You got, you know what I'm saying? Phoenix is looking even more healthier with what's called playing. Bill seems like he's finally gotten to his rhythm over there.
Hey,
you got the Lakers, of course.
JJ's gonna have the boys playing.
MVP.
JJ Redick is going to have the. He's coaching. Yes. Did y'all see? I think I sent it to y'all last night in the thread. You see what he told LeBron, shoot the fucking ball. Like he ain't scared to talk. Yep. I've never seen a coach tell him that.
And that's good.
I've never seen a coach get at LeBron like that.
You need to be like you need to be.
But
like
I guarantee you, JJ, before he took that job, they went out to dinner.
He told LeBron,
they had that steak and that wine and that lobster, and like, hey, I'm here, but I'm a coach. I'm gonna coach. Yeah. I'm gonna coach. Yep. I bet you, JJ. I know he had a conversation. He wouldn't have took that job if he didn't have a conversation with LeBron. Like, hey,
you
know saying? I'm not coming over here just to be a yes man. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. I feel like that's what Darvin Ham was. So look out for the Lakers, man. Like you said, OKC's not going nowhere. Dallas.
Then you got Dallas. Yeah. We don't know about the Clippers. We don't know where they might fall later on in the season. I know that they don't have Kawhi Leonard there.
I don't know if I was telling one of y'all. Something about the Clippers is sneaky to me. And I don't know when James Harden, when it's James Harden and just a bunch of guys around him, it's something.
Boys be playing.
It's something about that. It's like I don't know. I don't know if
it's Houston all over.
It's Houston all over. But now
you got him and Terrence Mann. They're over a 2-man game right
Norman
now,
Powell,
man. Like really,
Zubac is rebounding,
exactly,
putbacks,
exactly.
just guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think Golden State was gonna go ahead and start off this good, especially with the acquisitions that they had went ahead and did and trades that they went ahead and made. I'm like, oh. Golden State is still keeping up right now. From what it looks like.
Steph Curry's out tonight.
He is. Yeah,
Wiggins is out tonight.
Wiggins is out. Yep. So we'll see what happens with them. Then you got OKC. You got Minnesota. Houston's playing surprisingly some good ball so far.
The West is tough.
Yeah, it is.
We got to win.
It definitely is.
And the only way, at the end of the day, you got to win games. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
you got to win these games. So being 1-2,
you got a healthy Memphis team now. You know what I'm saying? With what's called Ja being there, and then Zach playing really good right now as a rookie. So it's some stiff competition, man, in that West. And Kings will have to really figure it out. How can we keep up and not fall back and be a play-in team? They can go ahead and avoid being a play-in team. They can gel and mesh well. I feel like they get into that top 5, man. I feel like they're going to be a team to really look out for and be a sneaky team to go ahead and get in there too as well. Especially when you got someone like DeRozan who has experience, and now that Sabonis and Fox have been playing more and more with each other, and then you got Keegan coming into his own now. And I also like the fact that Mike Brown told Sabonis, man, like when you're open at 3. Shooter. I didn't know he was that good of a shooter behind the 3-point line.
That's why I was tripping out during that playoff season. But he just had the yips. He couldn't make no jumper. I'm like, bro, I've seen you hit threes. I've seen you hit mid range. Like, what's going on? All right. So before we get up out of here, Teddy White, I want to get your opinion. So we kind of talked about the first 10 games, me and Dope Boy. But I want to get you. Now that you're here, we played the first 3. Kind of give me your thoughts on the next 7: Utah, Atlanta, Toronto, Miami, Toronto again, Clippers, and Phoenix.
I always feel like the Kings rip off a early season streak, right? So I really feel like the next 4 or 5 games they're gonna go on a little streak. Remember, I said that the next 4 or 5 games they're gonna go on a streak, and it started the other night.
In a perfect world, I would love to win all these games on the road. Honestly,
no, it's possible, but they're definitely going to win. It's possible. So
it's definitely possible for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm gonna go. I mean, what the next?
Because Utah should be a winnable game. The Hawks should be a winnable game. The Raptors should be a winnable game.
Miami,
the Heat. That's going to be a little bit of a challenge. They go back to playing the Raptors again.
Clippers.
You got the Clippers and Suns, and so the teams that we're supposed to go ahead and beat, we need to go ahead and beat them because we don't need to be underneath 500. You know what I'm saying? By the time we come and play against the rest of these teams.
Got to start beating
in like the middle of in November. I mean,
got to start beating some of these teams that like people have expectations for. The Phoenixes, you know what I'm saying? The Minnesotas, the Lakers. You got to start beating some of those teams.
Definitely.
We have another.
But these next 5 games is going to be what's going to 5 6 games can get you for that. That's why I said they're going to go on a little streak.
No, definitely.
And it started the other night. Tonight it'll be 2. You know what I mean? When we get up to the next one, 3. It's going to be a 4 or 5 game win streak before we get to Phoenix.
Definitely. Excited to see how they look at these next few games on the road. The next 4 games are on the road: Utah, Atlanta, Toronto, Miami. Then we come back home for 2 with Toronto and the Clippers. Then we're
That's a lot of weight games so far. Starting the
That's
season off.
4, and yeah, so
But that should be able to build that camaraderie, bro. To go ahead and be a good road, being a good road team. You start off early playing on the road, so
this would be good for DeRozan. You know what I'm saying? Being implemented with the team, and you know what I'm saying. Hopefully, we can get some dubs, man. But
definitely.
So you know, we're gonna come back at y'all with probably after the next couple games. So they play again Tuesday. Oh, what they play Friday. So we'll probably come back and talk about that Utah game.
Definitely.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's tonight. We'll probably come back tomorrow, talk about the Utah game, and talk about what we saw, what we liked, what we didn't like. And then we got that road trip, man, starting this weekend. So, but yeah, so I go by the name of Steph. We got Doughboy Bush, we got Teddy White, man, all net, no ram. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And we're going to be back later, probably tomorrow or Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So tap in with us. And we're going to see y'all, man.